What's your favorite scary movie?
Lassiter Factor.
What's up, all my movie-loving maniacs? This your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor, and today I'm gonna talk about Scream 7, which was released in theaters over the weekend. I did go to the theater to go see it, so let's review. So, Scream 7 is the seventh film in the Scream franchise. Neve Campbell returns as Cindy Prescott, in which we follow her and her family. Some Ghostface killings happen in which her daughter is being targeted, and so Cindy Prescott teams up with Gail Weathers and the Meeks siblings to figure out why Sydney and her family is being attacked by Ghostface once again. Now, I absolutely love the Scream movies. That first one is a classic. Everything else that came after that was been hit or miss. The second one I like. The third one was, well, used to be, in my opinion, the weakest of the series. And then the fourth film, I think, is severely underappreciated. I thought it was ahead of its time. Then the fifth film came out back in 2022, and it was my favorite horror movie of that year, and pretty much revitalized my love and appreciation for this franchise. And the sixth film, which came out in 2023, just a few years ago, it was okay. And so now we're back with Scream 7, in which this one is directed by the writer of the earlier films, Kevin Williamson. The team from the previous two movies, Radio Silence, they have not returned, and part of that reason why is because Melissa Barrera, who was the star of the previous two movies, she got fired, and they brought back Neve Campbell. And look, despite the fucked up circumstances around Melissa Barrera being fired, I was still excited for Scream 7 because I love me some Melissa Barrera, and I was really excited to see where they were going to go with her character from the previous two movies. But to me, Neve Campbell as Cindy Prescott is the heart and soul of these movies. She is my Scream Queen. I love her as a Scream Queen because she is a survivor. And I'm not here to argue who got fucked over worse, her or Melissa Barrera, but let's not forget that Neve Campbell, she was kind of fucked over for Scream 6 because they wouldn't pay her what she was worth for that movie. And so I just took it off as like, hey, let Cindy Prescott go and have some peace. And that's how I feel about Marissa Barrera's character in this movie. Let's just have her and her sister, played by Jenna Ortega, go on and have some peace for a little bit. And I can only hope that Paramount and the production team, they come to their senses and bring back Melissa Barrera for the next movie, if it happens. One of the things I love and appreciate about Cindy Prescott throughout these movies is just how smart she gets with each movie. I just love her, yeah, I've done this dance before attitude with the Ghostface killings, and every time she encounters a Ghostface and every time a Ghostface massacre happens. And it's because she has a family now that she takes serious safety precautions, which definitely works to this franchise's benefit at times. Now, as for the movie itself, I mean, look, I don't think it's as bad as everyone making it out to be, but it's definitely the weakest of the series. The best way I can describe it is it's one of those movies that will mildly entertain me while I'm watching, but will piss me off and annoy me once I stop and think about it for more than 30 seconds. I can't say I didn't have any fun in this movie because I did have fun with this movie at times, but at the same time, I can't help that this movie is just a result of, hey, we fucked up, and so they were trying to do a third movie, which was supposed to be a trilogy, but they fired their star, and so now they just asked Kevin Williams to write something out of his ass, and this is the result. I used to think the reveal in Scream 6 was probably the most disappointing, but honestly, the reveal here, which I won't spoil in case you do want to see it, is probably the most disappointing in my opinion. In fact, I look back at the reveal in the sixth movie, I'm like, oh, well, that just wasn't that bad. And part of that is because even though I wasn't wowed by it, at least it made sense. The reveal here, it does not make sense at all. Gail Weathers returns as Courtney Cox in this movie, and for what she was given in this movie, I'd say she was fine, and she did have one crowd-pleasing moment in this movie that definitely got a cheer out of me. Chad and Mindy Meeks, who are the niece and nephew of Randy Meeks from the earlier films, return because they were introduced in the previous two movies, and so it brings some franchise continuity, and plus, it's already bad enough that they killed off Randy in the earlier films, and so it's nice to have the descendants of Randy still be alive. And plus, I just love the energy they bring, and they bring almost the exact same energy that character brought. And besides, Jasmine Savoy Brown is my new favorite crush. The actress that plays Neve Campbell's daughter, Tatum, who is named after Sydney's best friend from the first film, played by Rose McGowan. But anyways, this character, she's, like I said, she's a descendant of Sidney Prescott, and she was fine. Joel McHale plays the police sheriff and Sydney's husband in this movie, and while it's nice to see Joel McHale get some work, since they taken forever to make the Community movie, his character in this film was an afterthought. Even some of the new suspects or kill counts in this movie were just a little underwhelming. They're all basically just cardboard cutouts of characters we've seen from the previous two movies, or movies in general, I should say. And finally, they say that Matthew Lillard was going to return as Stu Macher, which I won't spoil whether or not that happens or not, but let's just say he's not the only returning character from the previous movies, and just the way they bring his character back as well as those other characters, let's just say it was just a little underwhelming. You know what, fuck it, I'll just say it. Let's just say they brought those characters back via AI. Now, granted, I'm not saying they resurrected those characters, I'm just saying they used AI for those returning characters. And while I do appreciate that this movie did have something to say about the dangers of AI, it still doesn't change the fact that they used AI to bring old characters back for some cheap bit for nostalgia. Overall, I had fun while watching it, but at the end of the day, this movie didn't really do anything to justify its existence and has now dethroned Scream 3 as the worst, or at least the weakest within the franchise, in my opinion. I'm going to give Scream 7 the thumbs down emoji. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have you seen Scream 7? If so, let me know what you think in the comments section below. This is your boy Bankful B of The Last Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.